Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is D-Man coming back at it again with another YouTube video. And today, in my opinion, was a very good day. We have probably the best day news-wise, in my opinion, because we saw a couple of new faces either back on the field or, for instance, Bud Dupree, his first time on the field for us. So that is awesome news. Again, we saw the return of Josh Reynolds as well. So that was some great news, too. Yesterday, the Tennessee Titans, they had their photo shoot, and we saw everyone. We saw Josh Reynolds, we saw Julio Jones, we saw Bud Dupree, all those new guys in our regular season uniforms, and they were looking really, really nice. Yesterday, obviously, was a day off. That's why I didn't have a video out yesterday. It was a day off for the Titans. So we're back at it today. I'm excited to talk today about how today went. So first and foremost, today Ian Rapoport was actually in Tennessee covering the Titans today. He's going all across the country to cover. I think he's trying to get to every team, but that's going to be tough. But I know he was, in Atlanta, I think yesterday. He was in Jacksonville a couple days ago. He was in Tampa Bay. He was in at the Dolphins the past few days. He's bouncing around. And today he was at the Titans, so that's something to take note on. So just something to say that right there. But let's keep on going here. We see Bud Dupree. He's off the PUP list, so that's awesome. And the Titans also activated Chris Jones, a defensive back. And we waived offensive lineman Patrick Morris from the roster, something little. But we'll get into this. Now, I kind of want to clear things up here. Yesterday, I might have worded something wrong yesterday, and said that Logan Woodside was not good. And I apologize. I don't mean to say he's not good. Clearly he is good, because he wouldn't be in the NFL if he wasn't good. So I don't know. I think I said something like that, like he's not good. But he's obviously good because he's in the NFL, and I didn't mean to say it harshly. So my fault. Logan Woodside is a great quarterback, but at the end of the day, no matter who's our backup, if Tannehill goes down, we're screwed either way. We could bring in, any backup in the NFL. It's pretty much the same story for every team. If Lamar Jackson goes down, if Patrick Mahomes goes down, if Aaron Rodgers goes down, if Tom Brady, if one of those guys go down, their team and their chances, pretty much are screwed, because backups, they're there for a reason. They're to step in, but again, you have a starter for a reason, and if anything happens to that starter, the team takes a hit. The team takes a hit. The team takes a hit, and in my opinion, Matt Barkley has been around the league. We saw him last year play that last regular season game, looked pretty solid. And him and Logan Woodside are going to compete for that quarterback 2 spot. We saw yesterday Deshaun Kaiser got released, so obviously with the addition of Matt Barkley, that's why. So again, this is Pat O'Hara talking about, he's the quarterback coach. He's talking about both players. I think he's talking about Matt Barkley here, but he does go ahead and I watched the full thing. He talked about both Logan Woodside and Matt Barkley. And he did mention that Matt Barkley was also he was in our offense a couple. He said something like that, and I didn't. He hadn't been a Titan before, but I don't know what he means by that. Maybe it was something kind of like this in training camp, and he was kind of gotten. We might have picked him up for a second. I'm not sure, but he talks about that a little bit. If you guys want to watch that, link will be down below. Josh Reynolds, Harold Landry back today. So again, Harold Landry's back. I forgot to mention him. But Josh Reynolds was the big concern for me. I shouldn't say care less about Julio, but I was more concerned about Josh Reynolds than I was Julio Jones, just because of the fact that I know that our trainers and staff are taking Julio very cautiously. Any little thing, we're going to go check on him. He's probably going to be out. So In my opinion, the Julio situation is not a big deal, not at all, because again, we're taking Julio, we're treating Julio like he's a we're trying to take the best care of Julio that we can and keep him as healthy as possible for the season. And again, we'll just have to, I don't know how I feel about us handling Julio this way, because I feel like when he gets to the regular season, he's not going to, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I really want him to get into some, obviously we did get him into team stuff, and that's when he got injured, so I really want to work him back into that team stuff. Not too soon, obviously, but, I don't want him to just throw him out there week 1 and say, go play ball, Julio. Again, he can do that, but health-wise, I kind of want to get him back into, getting used to, contact, stuff like that. So I'm not sure how I feel about us handling Julio. I trust our trainers and stuff, but I really want to see Julio back on the field, get some contact a little bit, but not too soon. So that's my take on Julio, the Julio situation. But the Josh Reynolds thing, that was very important for me, because he's going to be a very important piece of this offense. You're talking about Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, Josh Reynolds. That's a very nice 3 wide receivers you got on your team. And I think we are definitely top 3 in the NFL. Those 3 wide receivers, I think it was like CeeDee Lamb and the Cowboys. Their top 3 wide receivers were ahead of us. And I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I saw one list where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys were better or had a higher ranked top 3 wide receiver core than us. So I think Josh Reynolds is going to be a key part. He's going to get he's going to be overshadowed by Julio and obviously AJ and Derrick Henry. But the 2 sleeper picks I've got this year offensively that could go off are Anthony Ferguson and Josh Reynolds, just because not a lot of talk about them. Everyone's got to watch out for Julio, AJ, Derrick Henry, and those guys could slip out, and they could, have a phenomenal year because no one's paying attention to them. So that's a little bit of my thought on the offense this year, but I've told y'all that before. But Bud Dupree here, looking really nice in the two-tone blue. First time seeing him out here, rocking the cool gray 11s. Again, that was one of my favorite Jordans, to be honest. But how do y'all feel about those Jordan cleats? I don't know if they look too good on the football field as much as they do on a basketball court. But in my opinion, wherever you see Jordans at, they're going to look good no matter where they're at. If the shoe's good, obviously. But the cool grays looking nice on Bud Dupree. But yeah, there's Bud Dupree again. Still think we overpaid for him, but he's going to prove me wrong this year, I feel like. But, that's still a lot of money we paid him. But still going to stay optimistic about him. Coming off ACL tear and stuff like that. Here's Matt Barkley. Again, like I said, he's going to be competing for that number 2 quarterback spot with Logan Woodside. And again, both these guys are going to get some reps in the preseason too. So, I'm honestly, preseason gets me I wouldn't say more excited than the regular season, but just to see us play football. And preseasons, normally you're going to get some competition out there because there's going to be guys out there fighting for spots on a roster, because you're not going to see, many starters on the field, if any. Last night you watched the Hall of Fame game. There wasn't many starters out there, if any. I can remember, obviously, I saw Najee Harris out there, but that's about it. There was no CeeDee Lamb, no Zeke, no Dak, no Big Ben. Claypool's out there. Claypool's a guy that I saw play last night. And no Juju. I just, I think Claypool was like one of the only starters I saw last night. But so we're gonna see some guys play in the preseason that normally don't get their opportunities, and they're gonna obviously try and make a spot on the roster. So preseason, in my opinion, that's very important. It's gonna make, I'm sure decisions are gonna be made in the preseason, and obviously the quarterback 2 situation is gonna be figured out by then, or after the preseason, I should say. But just excited to see us get back on the field and play some football. That's going to be this, or a week from today, actually. Today's Friday, so next week we're going to see the Titans' first preseason, first game in action. So here's Bud Dupree working on some individual drills. Today, we saw him, well, hold on, we'll wait and see. I don't know if it's up here or not. But yeah, there's Bud Dupree working on that. Cody Hollister carted off during Titans practice early with an injury. Again, I hate injuries. I hate them, but it happens in sports. It's something you just hate to see, especially in training camp where guys are trying to make the cut. Just tough. It's just tough. But, we saw it with the tight end earlier. I think this week it was. I'm not sure. I can't remember who it was, but we saw a tight end go down with a torn ACL, which is something you just hate to see. Man, it's just tough. I hate injuries, but it's just the thing of the game. Here's Caleb Farley. Again, I'm not going to play this, but link will be down below if you guys want to watch any of these videos here. Link will be down below. This is pretty cool. Again, you'll probably need some volume here, so I recommend you clicking on the link down below and going and watch these with volume. I'm just not going to play them today. But yeah, pretty cool stuff there. Bud Dupree, I'll tell you this. He looks very happy. Like in the photo shoot yesterday and today at the press conference, he just looks really, really happy to be back on the field. Hopefully he's happy to be with the Titans. But you guys see the smile on his face. He just looks really, really happy. This was interesting. But, Pittsburgh Steelers, Tennessee Titans, a little bit of a rivalry there. So he makes his take there. And again, click the link down below if you guys want to listen to that. Vrabel talked about Bud Dupree today. Good to get Bud Dupree back out there and jog, though, and individual drills. So, again, nothing too much for Bud Dupree right off the rip. So, we're going to slowly get him back into things, just like we're treating Caleb Farley and guys that are coming off of injuries. So, to be expected for sure. This is Vrabel on the newest Titan, Matt Barkley. Plan is for him to compete with Logan Woodside. Expect him to come out here and work hard like everyone else. Now, if you guys were watching NFL Network today, they did cover the Titans training camp and all that. Vrabel was interviewed a little bit. Like I said before, Ian Rappaport is in Nashville today. He was covering them today as well. So, again, a lot of news on the Titans today. A lot of national, like I said, the NFL Network did coverage on the Titans today. So you're probably going to hear a lot about the Titans today. On bigger stations. Vrabel said rookie Caleb Farley did some red zone work today, so that's good. Like I said, slowly working us, the guys back into where they need to be. Marcus Johnson taking a knee to pray as he headed off to practice field today. Pretty cool stuff. Again, not much to talk about there. And then we get to a little clip here. Open field tackling drill at Titans camp. Love to see the pads popping here. I'm not sure if I can make out these guys. But that's Derek Roberson, number 50, 85. I'm not sure who that is. Couldn't tell there. 45. Not sure who that is. But we'll watch this minute and a half and kind of wrap up everything. I didn't have many notes today, but we'll see if any news happens later today. I'll definitely cover it. But the big news today, pretty big news, Josh Reynolds and Bud Dupree back on the field, or I should say Bud Dupree, his debut today. So that was some cool stuff today. One little note here, Christian Fulton beat A.J. Brown with a physical coverage over the middle, tipping the ball in the air. David Long picked it off. Gosh, I love that dude, David Long. He just seems to... He's fearless. He's fearless. That's probably one word I would describe him. He's fearless. But Christian Fulton beat A.J. Brown with a physical coverage over the middle. That's something you want to hear, especially from what we had last year. With our young cornerbacks going into this year. Nothing like, we kind of want to hear some good stuff about our defense, especially with what it was last year. Not the best. If we weren't forcing the ball, if we weren't forcing turnovers last year, the other team was more than likely scoring the ball. So we really hope our defense can improve, get to the top half of the league. Top 16 would be I would be very satisfied if the Tennessee Titans get into that top 16 talk defensively. So, and our offense is going to be fine if everyone can stay healthy with the addition of Julio Jones, Josh Reynolds, Anthony Firkser playing a bigger role at tight end this year. And again, I feel like offensively we're going to have. Let's go ahead and play this again while I talk. Oops. Let's go ahead and mute that. But let's go. Guess what was I saying? Offensively, what was I talking about? The additions of Josh Reynolds, Anthony Firkser having that new role at tight end. We're gonna have to see how Anthony Firkser does in the run game again. I feel like he's gonna be more of a guy that I want to see him on the field a lot, but you know, it's going to be tough to run the ball because he's not really a great run blocker. Again, that's something he's been working on this offseason. But we do have some great run blocking tight ends. We've got Jeff Swaim, and we also have Miller Forstall out of Alabama, undrafted free agent. And there's another guy, I can't think of his name right now, but I know he's a great run blocker, and I can't think of his name. But y'all could probably help me out down below. But I think that's pretty much it. Nothing too much today except for the big news that Bud Dupree's on the field for the first time today and Josh Reynolds is back. But yeah, I think we covered a lot today. Again, you know, not too much, but we covered pretty much everything that needed to be covered and talked about. So that being said, that is going to do it for the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Until next time, I'll see y'all.